I used to watch WWE on TV, and I never thought I'd be part of the company, even though I was trying for years since I was 13. I constantly wanted to be what we called diva at the time, not superstar. So yeah, it like blows my mind to get to this point, 26, to have a freaking movie made about you. Like, how cool is that? I was debuting the next day, so it was WrestleMania in New Orleans. And then Dwayne actually got his agent to come get me and take me to his room. And it was the first time I was really officially meeting Dwayne. So I was just like so scared. I was like, I don't know why I'm being summoned into his room right now, but I was nervous. So I was like, oh my gosh, just like The Rock. He's like one of my idols, you know, like this is crazy. And he sat me down. He was like, okay, welcome to the WWE, by the way. And I was like, thank you. I was already like, I don't know. I still at this point, like 4 years later, I'm still like stuttering when I speak to him. I'm just like, hey, Dwayne, how's it going? You're still really cool. I still love you. But he like sat me down and he was like, hey, I was just in a meeting with the writers, and he was like, you're gonna be debuting tomorrow on Raw after WrestleMania, which is one of the biggest Raws of the year. And I was like, what? Like I was already emotional because I was like, oh my gosh, like I've been in developmental for over 2 years. Now I get to debut. So, and then he's like, oh, another thing, you're going to become Divas champion too. And I'm like, what? And I just start sobbing uncontrollably because I was like, wow, my dream's happening. And then he was like, and one more thing. So I was in England filming Fast and Furious. And he was like, and I stumbled across your family's documentary, which is also called Fighting with My Family, which you can see on YouTube if you want to look at it before you watch the movie. But it's based on that. And he was like, I watched it and I was like, wow, your family are incredible. They remind me of like my family and stuff like that. And he was like, and you have a beautiful story. He was like, so I'm going to make a movie about it. And I'm like, what? Like all this information at one time. Like it was very overwhelming. I called him straight away and I was like, I just spoke to Dwayne Johnson. And my dad was like, oh, no big deal. That's pretty cool. And like, my dad doesn't show like a lot of excitement. He's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. As you can see in the movie, you know, he does it, Nick Frost does it perfectly. And I was like, yeah, they're going to be making a movie on us. And he was just like, he cussed. He was like, you're having a laugh. No, you're lying. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know when it's going to happen. But my dad has this thing growing up. He said, just don't get your hopes up because you don't want to be disappointed. So he's always like, all right, sounds great, but don't get your hopes up because it's not written, like, you know, it's not written in stone yet. And I was like, all right, great. He was like, and then I told him about the Divas Championship and he was like, yeah, screaming down the phone. He came to the performance center and he was like, okay, I have the movie, you want to see it? And I'm like, yes, I would love to see it, yeah. And he was like, okay, I can't sit in the room with you because I feel like I'll keep looking at you to see if you approve of it. And I was like, okay. So he like left me in this room by myself. And then as soon as I turned on, I was just crying. I was like, it's me. Like, this is great. It's just weird hearing like Paige and Soraya, you know, on a movie. It's like a female Rocky movie. It's so beautiful. I was like, wow, this movie is so good. Not because it's about me, but it's just so good. I came from a small town. We didn't have much money at all. My family still don't, you know, and just a small company. Literally, no one would think that like anyone from Norwich, where I'm from, would ever make it to a place like this, you know. So it's just like just never give up on your dreams. Because I literally, from 13 onwards, I was just like, no, I want to be in the WWE, and this is what I'm gonna do. And I went and traveled, and I just worked my butt off by myself. So the advice I would give to any girl or guy if they're watching the movie is to never give up. And this is a perfect example of a movie to say that. I love it. That's always been my message since I came over here for the last 7 years is like always be yourself, never give up on yourself because being yourself is your superpower, you know? So anyone that tries to fit in the mold, like that's the wonderful thing that makes you stand out. You're like a fingerprint, you have to be different. I love Nick Frost because I love all those movies. I love watching like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and stuff. So I was just like, wow, this is insane. And obviously, like, just I pop for him, Lena, Vince Vaughn, Steven doing a cameo in it, The Rock doing a cameo. I was like, wow, what a star cast that we have right now. It was just uncanny. It just blew my mind. Everyone just, Florence Pugh was amazing. Like, they just all took the time to really study us. Like, even just watching the documentaries, watching past videos, Florence would always text me, be like, well, how did you feel at this point? You know, how, like when she had to go do the Staples Center thing, she was just like, okay, I'm about to go out. Like, what were you feeling? What was your facial reaction? And I just had to like talk her through it. I was like, you'll be fine. Everything's good, you know. Me and Steven, we had a lot of conversations. Like, he was obviously, again, so passionate about making this movie, and he wanted it to be perfect. So he would come to WrestleManias, he would come to SummerSlams, went to the PC, called me every other day, just being like, okay, in this moment, how are you feeling? Okay, can you remember what was said? Can you know, so I was just like step by step, guiding him through what I was thinking, saying, feeling, just everything. He wanted to know like the tiniest detail. There were a lot of challenges. So just being from a small town in England, trying to get over to America, and a lot of people are just shutting their door in my face because I was female too. Like that was the whole thing back then. Like this was like 2010, like, and way before that. So women weren't taken as seriously as they are now. I mean, now it's an evolution and everything's about the female, which is fantastic, and I love it. But yeah, back then it was mostly because I was female and people didn't take that very seriously. I want them to be inspired by the movie. Again, like they can do anything they set their mind to, you know. And I want them to feel good because it's such a feel-good movie. Like that's how I felt when I watched Rockies. You know what I mean? Like he had always had like this uphill battle to be successful. But then at the end of it, he would pull one out and he would be a huge success, and it would get me so excited. I'd be in the movie theater like, I want to be like him. It's like the perfect underdog story. So I just want them to walk away and be inspired. Oh, she was incredible. Florence got the Norfolk accent down. I lost that a long time ago, but she got the accent. She looked very similar. You know, you look at someone, everyone's like, oh, this person looks similar to you. You don't think it, obviously, because you see yourself every day, you know. But I looked at her and I was like, oh my gosh, like you look like the younger me, because she's a little bit younger than me, obviously. And it was great, and she just did like her mannerisms, everything. I was like, all right, yeah. But her in real life too is just like me. Like she's crazy. We have like a big personality. It's really hard to pinpoint one thing because everything she did was just my mom to a T. The way, like you said, the way she loved her family, like the way she spoke to my dad, like the way she dressed, her hair, like it blew my mind when I saw it. That's like, I can't believe how Hollywood works. Like just seeing my living room to a T, seeing how they did Nick Frost as my dad, like it blows my mind. I can't believe it. And everyone will comment about that too. They were just like, holy, like that looks just like your mom and dad. I was like, I know. No regrets. Any part of my life, you know, I've had like definitely an up and down life, and I don't regret anything because it makes me who I am today.